Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our celebration assembly. I know some of you are watching in school and some of you are watching at home, but it's really good just to be able to spend some time with you this Friday morning. We're going to have best seats in the house and we are going to have good citizens as well. But I wanted to start by sharing with you an idea that I had recently, and I wonder if you might be able to help me in finishing it off. So I was thinking that it would be a really good idea to create a time capsule which would be able to help people in years to come understand what lockdown was like in 2020, this period of time we've had where life has been so different for us. So I found a box, not quite like the one in the picture, but I started to put some things in it that I thought would be appropriate to show people what life was like. I haven't finished it yet, and I'm wondering if you might have some ideas for some other things that you would put in a time capsule. So if I show you what's in here already, and then you can share perhaps with your teacher or with your parents at home, and then email in and let us know if you have any other ideas. So the first thing that I thought I would put in a time capsule would be a face mask. This is one that can be reused, so it can be washed and then worn again and again. We never used to see people really wearing face masks in this country, but suddenly it's become part of normal life, hasn't it? I went to the supermarket this evening and lots of people were wearing face masks. It's become a part of everyday life, and I think therefore it should go in a time capsule to reflect that, to let people know in the future that this is the time when face masks were carried around and worn for the first time. So I think I'd put a face mask in there. The next thing I thought would have to be some hand gel. I have got through so much hand gel over the last few months. I know soap and water is just as good. Remember to sing happy birthday twice. But when you're out and about, when you're in the supermarket or filling up the car with petrol, or even sometimes in school when I'm in the office, it's just easier to reach for the hand gel rather than always going to a sink and using soap and water. But this really does, well, it's just become part of everyday life, hasn't it? Most people are carrying one of these around with them all the time. So therefore, I think hand gel should go in a time capsule about lockdown 2020. The next thing I thought was this letter. Now, I'm hoping that lots of your parents have kept this letter. Boris Johnson, our Prime Minister, wrote to every house in the country explaining a bit about what was happening, what the government was planning to do, and why. So everyone received one of these letters. I kept mine because I feel like it's going to be a part of history. And if I put this in a time capsule, if in 50 years' time somebody looked inside, this letter would really help to explain to them why certain things were happening, why we were being told to stay at home and people weren't allowed to go to school or go out and do the normal things that they do. So I think this letter would be a really useful thing to go in the time capsule because it would give lots of information to people about what happened and why. So my letter from Boris Johnson would go in my time capsule. The next thing, oh yes, I thought some pieces of puzzles. I don't know about your family, but my family has suddenly started doing lots of puzzles. We haven't done any for years. And then over the last couple of months, it feels like we've just done lots and lots because we've had more time, because we haven't been going out in the evenings, not going out so much at the weekends. So doing puzzles has been a fun thing to do together. And the other thing we're doing, I don't know about you, but we're swapping puzzles. So we're swapping puzzles around between our families so that we all have a go at doing each other's and then tease each other if we do it a bit faster and finish it a bit quicker than they did. So puzzles would go in, I think, to reflect the different things that people are now doing to fill their time because we've got so much more time. Next thing, this one actually makes me a bit sad. These are some rugby tickets or tickets to a rugby match that I should have gone to watch on Friday the 17th of April. I've been really looking forward to it. It had been in my diary for months and I was going with a friend and I was just so excited about going. And of course, I still have these tickets because I never got to go to the game. Just like I've still got my football season ticket and really I haven't finished that. And I haven't been able to go and watch any cricket. And it's been really hard for me to have something that I love so much just taken away. And there are probably things like that for you, things that you just haven't been able to do that have been cancelled that normally would have taken up a lot of your time. So if I put tickets in like this, unused tickets, it would show that life stopped, life as we knew it stopped, and all of our plans were cancelled. So I think tickets would go in my time capsule. The next thing is this lovely picture, which was drawn by my friend's Poppy. And Poppy's mum sent it to me. You see it? It's called, let me see, it's called God's Angels Protecting Us. And Poppy and her mum and her sisters sent it to me to let me know that they were thinking of me. But can you see what Poppy has put in the middle? Can you see that? She has put a beautiful rainbow. And a rainbow has become a real sign of this time, hasn't it? We've all been putting them in our windows. There's been a beautiful rainbow on our school fence now for quite a while, showing that everyone's in this together. But it's also a symbol of hope. That's what a rainbow is. It's a symbol of hope that things will get better. So this card would be a perfect thing to go in a time capsule to show people what the rainbow meant to us and how important it was. The final thing that I've got in here for now, and remember it's not finished, is actually a piece of paper. But it's not the piece of paper that's important, it's what's written on it. And it's this Bible verse. It says, focus on what God is doing right now and don't get worked up about what may or may not happen tomorrow. God will help you deal with whatever hard things come up when the time comes. And this verse has come to mean a lot to me over the last couple of months. Because if I'm honest with you, there have been some times when I have been worried. I've been worried about what might happen. First of all, I was worried about what might happen if the government said we had to close school and none of you could come to school. Then I was worried about what might happen if the government said we had to open school and you all needed to come back and we would need to change things and change the way you were put into classes and create these things called bubbles. And I just started to worry. But this verse reminds me not to worry about things that haven't happened. Don't spend your time worrying about what might happen tomorrow. Just focus on today. Because if there are some difficult things that happen tomorrow, God will be there to help us. But it won't help us if we waste time today worrying about them. So the verse says, focus on what God is doing right now. Don't get worked up about what may or may not happen tomorrow. God will help you deal with whatever hard things come up when the time comes. And that also reminded me of a song that my mum used to sing when I was little. Don't worry, I'm not going to sing it to you. But I was thinking about it as I drove home from work tonight, and I looked up the words to make sure that I got them right. So my mum's song used to be, one day at a time, sweet Jesus, that's all I'm asking of you. Give me the strength to do every day what I have to do. Help me today, show me the way, one day at a time. And I just wanted to share that with all of you as well, because I don't want any of you worried about what might or might not happen over the next few weeks. Just focus on today, and God will help you get through that. And if hard things do happen tomorrow, He'll help us get through those as well. Okay. If you have any ideas for other things that you think could go into a time capsule, I would really love to hear them. And perhaps you could create a time capsule that you could keep in your family for this time of lockdown 2020. We're going to move on now to our celebrations. So we have some children who have got the best seats in the house. The children who earned the most coins on Timetable Rockstars over the last 14 days are Amelie, Dylan, Cheyenne, Ishan and Joseph. So well done to all of you. You get the best seats in the house for earning the most coins in Timetable Rockstars. The children who get the best seats for the most correct answers are Tane, Lottie, Tanya, William B and Lawson. So well done to all of you. Best seats in the house for you as well. Now, I did ask your teachers to send through their nominations for Class Good Citizens. So I'm going to share them with you now. Good citizen for Year 6, Emerson, for being so kind and thoughtful. Year 5, Kungawu, for his perseverance and for always being so helpful. And Year 4, Emily, for her outstanding work and effort throughout her home learning. Well done to the three of you. In Year 3, Megan, for doing her own home learning so well and then helping Billy and Flora with theirs, and for being so helpful at home. C note from Miss Todd. That's right. Let me just find this. Miss Todd, when she sent me her note, said, "Can I nominate Megan?" And then she said, "Miss Jackson, I'm finding this very hard to choose just one person, as I know so many of my class are just being absolutely brilliant. Thank you, Miss Todd." I thought that was really lovely, Year 3. So well done. You've made it very hard for Miss Todd, and that's really good to hear. So thank you. Year 2, Isla, for her enthusiasm for learning at home and for creative responses to activities. Year 1, James, for settling back into school and putting lots of effort into his work. And reception, Noah, for being brave at coming into school by himself and for taking everything in his stride. So well done to all of you, our good citizens for this week. That's really good to hear. So before we finish our assembly, I just want to share that verse with you one more time before we say our school prayer. Remember, focus on what God is doing right now and don't get worked up about what may or may not happen tomorrow. God will help you deal with whatever hard things come up when the time comes. Let's say our school prayer together. Dear God, help us to do the things we should, to be to others kind and good, in all we do and in all we say, to be more caring every day. Amen. Well, it's been lovely sharing this assembly with you. I hope you enjoy your learning activities today, whether you're doing them at home or at school. And remember, let us know if you have any ideas for what could go into a time capsule. Take care, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.